back to Access Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of Blasted Tempest episode 23. Now, if you remember from last episode, we found out Hokage has returned to the future and has informed everyone on how Aki was murdered. Yes, she committed suicide, and she left Maharo and Yoshino letters. Now, in one of the letters, there's a flash drive, but we have no idea what's on it. However, there's a catch. Both Maharo and Yoshino cannot open the letters until the Tree of Genesis has been defeated. Aha, there's a catch. I love it. Now, after Maharo and Yoshino find out the truth about how Aki committed suicide, they are showing no emotion. They just accept this bad news for what it was. And we're taken to a little cutscene with Hanamori, and he is the one that's flipping out. He beats the shit out of Maharo and Yoshino. We have no idea why. I mean, Hanamori does not even know who the fuck Aki was other than she was the Mage of Exodus. I mean, really? I did not understand that. Apparently, Hanamori was trying to knock some sense into Maharo and Yoshino, telling them it's okay to show emotion. I mean, don't let it build up inside. Show it. I mean, that was your sister. That was your girlfriend. Show your emotion. Now, moving on past that, we find out it's time for the game plan. What's going to happen next in this anime series? What's the game plan? Now, Maharo takes the lead on this game plan since, you know, he feels a little committed, more committed into this thing because it was his sister. It's because of Aki that all this stuff happened, per se, to an extent. So he feels, I don't know, he feels very committed right now, like he has to do something. So here's the game plan. The object, to destroy the Tree of Genesis. Really? We already knew that. What's next? To not harm any of the cruisers that are around the pillar. So they're going to attack the Tree of Genesis, but in order to do that, they have to go through all of these cruisers, which are little ships. There's about 100 of them, without harming anyone. Good luck with that, buddy. But again, that's where the episode ends, and I'll have my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Hayakawa. Now, Hayakawa is talking to Seimin and basically explaining to them that he has leaked out information about how the Mage of Exodus, which is Hanamori, will be attacking the pillar. So I was like, okay, we already knew he was going to leak out this information. So it is actually nice to have a guy on the inside doing this, but Hayakawa is setting up the government as well as everyone else in the world on telling them when and where the Mage of Exodus is going to be attacking. I'm like, okay, so he's setting this little plot out. I can't wait to see where it's going to go. But I just figured this out before I go any further. I just figured this out, both Hayakawa and Seimin, their personalities are the same. I mean, they even have the same goals right now, and I'm just figuring this out now. You know, it's kind of sad. This series is just ending, and I'm like, wow. I mean, yeah, Hayakawa's a douchebag, but so is Seimin, so they're one and the same. But sorry, I digress. We are taken to a different scene with Hanamori. Now, Hanamori is giving Maharo a letter to give to his ex-girlfriend, which is kind of creepy, kind of stalkery-ish, if that makes any sense. And Hanamori is telling Maharo, if I die after this mission or during this mission, I want you to give this letter to my ex-girlfriend. And Hanamori, he's being very serious, turns to Maharo. He's like, he gives him the letter, and Maharo rips up the letter, just rips up the letter right in front of him, says, not gonna happen. You're gonna live through this. You're gonna tell this woman your true feelings. You know, you're gonna stick around. You're gonna win. You're gonna beat this. I'm like, wow. And we find out later on that Maharo is being very optimistic about, you know, completing this mission. I mean, this was his baby. This was his idea, his game plan, and he's being very optimistic about it. I mean, and it's to Hanamori, more or less. Like, wow. Now, we are taking another little cutscene with Mrs. Yamamoto, and Yamamoto is going over Maharo's plan with both Seimin and Tatsume. Now, since the Kusarabi magic is no good inside of the pillar, she's basically explaining to both, you know, Seimin and Tatsume that in order to have this plan succeed, we need to get the attention of these cruise ships, all these ships that are surrounding the pillar. We have to get their attention to draw them away. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, but we already knew that. But it does make sense, though, so that's part of the game plan right now. Now, we are taken to another scene with Jinshiro, Yamamoto, and Natsume. This is the last and final update on their game plan. Now, it's being pointed out that Hanamori will use his magic to speed up everyone that's going underneath the water that are heading to the survey ships. So that's part of the plan. Now, it's also being pointed out that Natsumori, he's supposed to be going onto the little group that's going onto the survey ships. But at the last moment, Maharo changes the plan So Maharo and Yoshino will be the ones sneaking onto the survey ships while Natsumori backs up Seimin. What's up with this final and last change up? We really don't know. But the end result, after we find out all this information, is that it's not going to be a magical fight. In fact, inside of the pillar, it's going to be a physical fight. So it's going to be relying on both Maharo and Yoshino, as well as Jinshiro. It's going to be up to that group to take over these survey ships so that no one else gets harmed within the process of taking out and destroying the Tree of Genesis. So we're taken to another scene with Seimin, and now it's being told that Seimin will need to have this extra help. I'm like, okay, wait. Let me say this one more time. So Seimin is going to need extra help in his part of this plan, and Natsumori is going to be the one that's going to be backing him up. But I'm wondering why. It's Seimin. Why does he need Natsumori's help? But you know what? They've worked together in the past. Why not now? I mean, all for one and one for all. Get your pants before they fall. Just had to say that. That's me in a nutshell. But anyways, yes, Natsumori will be helping Seimin. No surprise there. However, we're taking to another scene, little cutscene with Hokage, and she kind of wanders out of this conversation. She's no longer there. She's trying to wander off, and she looks bored. She looks depressed. I'm like, I mean, think about this. The man that Hokage loves, Yoshino, is going to be joining this mission. And he's going to be putting his own life at risk, and she's not okay with this. And we see a little emotional scene between Yoshino and Hokage, and something I wanted to see, but it came a little too soon. You should have saved that for the end of the episode, not so much the middle of the episode. But anyways, we see Yoshino talking with Hokage, and she's telling Yoshino she loves him, and that she really does not want to see him go through with this. But I'm like, you know what? Yoshino, he shows his resolve. He's resolved. He's like, you know what? I'm gung-ho about this. I'm going to do this regardless because this needs to be done. And Hokage accepts this. So she accepts what he is saying, even though it's very hard for her to hear what's coming out of his mouth. So I definitely thought that was worth mentioning. However, we're taken to another scene with Maharo. And this is an interesting scene which I thought definitely was worth mentioning because I did not understand it. Maharo is talking with Hanamori, and he's saying, in 30 years, I will be making a better, I will be having a better impact on what has happened. So let me say this one more time because again, I did not understand what was coming out of this kid's mouth. Maharo is telling Hanamori, in 30 years, I will be in a better position to change the world without the need for magic. I'm like, how do you know this? Did you read the letter that your sister gave you? How do you know in 30 years you're going to be in a different position to change the world without using magic? Did you see the future? Are you the next Mage of Exodus? Did your sister tell you something that we weren't privy to? I don't know, but in 30 years, what are you going to be president? You're going to be the next god, the next saint? Well, we really don't know, but you know what? The stage is now set, so we're moving on past that. But again, the stage is set. It's the next day. It's game time. Game time, baby. So we open up this new scene with, Hokage, and she suits up. I know it's Hokage, but wait, she's wearing Hanamori's armor? Why does Hokage look like Hanamori? She's wearing Hanamori's armor, the Mage of Exodus gear. I'm wondering, well, what's the significance of that? Now, apparently, this is what's actually happening within the anime series right now. Hokage is dressing up as Hanamori, and Hanamori is dressing up as Hokage, and it's weird. So I definitely thought this was worth mentioning. So we see both Hokage and Hanamori using their magic outside of the pillar, so they can still use their magic, of course. And they're fighting each other, and they're drawing out all of the ships that are around them, and these ships are backing up the Mage of Exodus, while the Mage of Exodus fights the Mage of Genesis. I'm like, what? And they're not even fighting themselves as themselves. So the Mage of Exodus is actually the Mage of Genesis, and the Mage of Genesis is actually the Mage of Exodus? What? So they switch their positions around. So technically Hokage, she can use defensive magic. She's using it in a different way where technically Hanamori, he uses his offensive magic. He's using defensive magic, and the object is to draw out the ships that are surrounding the pillars so, Yoshino and Maharo can join in and, board these survey ships, and they do, which was kind of interesting. So this is a diversion. So what Hanamori and Hokage are doing on the outside, it's a diversion to get all the cruisers away from the survey ships. Definitely thought that was worth mentioning. However, there is a catch. Toward the end of the episode, we find out Yoshino, Mahiro, and Jinchiro, they board the survey ships. They have them. They've taken them under control. So the survey ships are now renderless. They cannot attack. They can't do anything. So the plan has worked. But you know what? The end result? Yoshino has been shot. And that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, wow. Yoshino has been shot? Come on. I'm wondering what's going to happen with Hokage. Is she going to go ballistic? We really don't know. But again, Yoshino has been shot. I'm wondering what Mahiro's going to do. I'm wondering what Hanamori's going to do. Is he still going to continue to destroy the Tree of Genesis? We really don't know, but it looks like he's about to. That's the build-up. And that ends it for my final thoughts. Not a lot there. Okay, maybe one more. This is really winding down. This anime series, is it really ending? It is. I was hoping for more. Okay, now I'm done with my final thoughts. As per my rating, 4 out of 5. I like this episode, but it could have been more. But again, I did like this episode. Was there a lot of fight scenes? Yes and no. The yes, I'm saying yes, there was a fight scene. It was between Hanamori and Hokage, but it was a fake battle. It wasn't a real fight. It was planned out, so no. I'm not giving any points there. Was there any drama and like a romantic kind of bullshit in this episode? Yeah, between Hokage and Yoshino. It was definitely there. Now, yes, there was some light drama between Mahiro and Hanamori when Hanamori gives Mahiro his letter to give to his girlfriend. I love it. It was a dramatic little scene. You see Mahiro rip up the letter. Love it. But again, guys, final rating, 4 out of 5. And that ends it for my walkthrough and review of Blasted Tempest episode 23. But definitely comment down below. Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe. Check me out on Twitter and follow me if you like. And again, guys, let me know what you thought of this episode. And let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. But again, guys, that ends it for now. And I got to hit the bricks and I got to go. I've got like 4 more walkthroughs and reviews to do tonight into tomorrow. And then 3 more on Monday. So definitely stay tuned for that. And again, guys, I got to go. I got to hit the bricks and I got to go. Before I go, I got to say it. And I always say it. Can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.